I don't have my camera out, but hello. Just kind of going along. They are big. Yeah. Cool. I'm not entirely sure what's going on as far as this place. Yeah, no, I think I'm just in the park. I mean, I certainly went past. I went through a station where I expect they would scan my thing. No one was there. It said station closed, please continue, which is odd and makes me go, does that do? I didn't see like an automatic pay here, which then I assume I would scan my annual pass, but no stopping, roadside parking, next mile. Okay. Anyway, I've never been here before. We're kind of waiting to see. That is a stop. Okay. This area has been it's very black, dark, dead trees. I guess there was a fire at some point. No needles on these trees currently where I'm at, but this is the national park. I waited until there was not the timed entry thing before that would have had me paying extra and the hassle of that stuff and having to try to get a pass in advance. They are not doing that for the rest of the year. They are over with, I guess, their busy season. And I'm just kind of driving through, trying to get my bearings, trying to see what's around here. There are trailheads. I haven't decided if I'm going to stop and get out and walk a trail. I might, but I'm kind of thinking I should do that where the forest is a little more alive. Anyway, I already saw as I was coming in. I'm guessing that was an elk, a female elk. I've never actually seen an elk in real life. That was the first one I've ever seen. Although I will say this morning, leaving where I live, just like basically in the complex, moose, big moose. I know that they are big, so I have no idea how to really compare, but this one was very close, and I could see the antlers. Couldn't get the camera out in time, just moseying right across the road in front of me. Like, didn't even matter. And then as I was sitting there going, oh, maybe I can get it's completely dark. It's like 5 in the morning. It's total pitch black. The only reason I saw it is the headlights, and it was so tall that where my headlights are, and I was maybe 20-30 feet away, I could just see its legs and kind of a bit of a body, and the antlers because they are a different color, but basically completely blended in, so I couldn't fully see it. But I saw that, I was like, oh, okay, big moose, just stop, let it go, try to get the camera, I'm trying to get this going, because I'm not going to be able to pull out like the actual camera body in a lens or anything, plus it's so dark I wouldn't be able to see anything, but just so you could see the legs as it walks across. So then it's over there, and I'm like, well, that's fine. I'll just go. I don't want to bother anything. I barely start to move, and here comes a little fox running across. Now, I've heard of the fox before, and I have seen images of the moose from people who have stayed at this Airbnb place that we are renting for here, the condo. I've seen where people have taken pictures of moose, like basically in the front yard, which is cool. I hope to be able to do that as well, especially over the winter when they're a bit easier to spot, if I can wake up and look out the window and see something. But anyway, I have heard of the foxes. It was just yesterday or the day before, my significant other leaves for work, and then I get a call and goes, oh, look out and go look, you can see there's 2 foxes playing. And I look, and it's just somebody walking their dog, so I'm sure that there were foxes, and then they hid after the dog walking. But anyway, this is what we are doing. I decided to bring a new thing to a new place And if I weren't driving, I'd show you. So you'll see here in a minute. That's what the plan is for today. We're going to see what we see. We've already seen technically a moose and I believe a female elk. Although the elk was just right in the road, didn't really want to move. big fields, so I should be able to see stuff in these big fields around here. I'll stop and actually do. I'll show you as I'm doing what this is. I mean, this place is massive, so. Turned on my audio and recorded just a little 5-minute thing as I was driving through, and then I looked and my audio was off, so I don't actually know if any of that came through. So to recap real quick, basically as I was leaving my home, I saw a big old moose, I saw a fox. Didn't have a camera ready for either of those because it was just as I was going, and my thoughts were simply, got to get gas on my way before I get there, because big open wilderness. Which brings us to where we are. We are at the national park that I've talked about, Rocky Mountain National Park. Big place, big. And for a big place, I got a big lens, which definitely kind of blends in with what I'm wearing a little bit, which is a bit of the point. And I maybe put it into a backpack because I did not buy a case for it yet, and it maybe has cat hair on it. Cool. Anyway, this is the newest thing that I have. Saved up for it and did my contract work for it, basically. Anyway, this is specifically for the Sony, and I got an extender to go on it as well. Big lens. Should be great. Should solve all the problems that I was having before with the focusing issues while trying to use the Canon lens. So I am at the national park, and I am going to continue driving to kind of figure out what's where. There's a bunch of areas to pull off for trailheads, which is where I am right now. I just happened to look and there's a bird that just flew up onto there. But anyway, I thought I would pull over, go ahead and get the camera out, check a map, see about how far in I can drive. Also an elk, I'm pretty sure, on the way in. I'm pretty sure I saw an elk on the way in. I definitely saw something very large that was not like a deer, so I'm sure that was an elk, but I technically have not seen elk before, so I don't know exactly, but I'm fairly confident that's what that was, and that's what's supposed to be around here. So I have seen I've seen signs that say, "Do not approach wildlife, photograph from your car," and that is exactly what I plan on doing. Myself all set up here. Let's see, opposite. There we go. Now we got it. And yes, I bought the camo because I like it. I wanted one. I've seen them. I like them. Whether or not they actually conceal a lens, or a big white lens would scare something off, there's a lot of debate about that, but the purpose is I like it, I got it, I'm really excited to see what it is. It's a 200 to 600 millimeter, so that technically is further than any of the other ones. 1.4 extender puts it equivalent to, I think it went to 840, which is further than any of the other ones I've got. Even my The one that I've been having trouble with, the reason why I got it, that one's a 100 to 400, and if I put a 2x extender on it, I lose the focusing, which has been the problem. But that only puts it to 800. So technically that's there. And again, I can get a 2x extender. I do want to get it, but I really only have the money to pick one, so I went with the 1.4 to start with. I will get the 2 at some point, and then that could make this go to 1200. Which I've seen as I was researching to be like, all right, that seems like it's going to be insane. I've seen what other people can do with it, and they get gorgeous photos. So I just have to practice and train a lot harder, and then maybe I'll be able to do the same. But that's what we got. I'm going to continue driving. I just wanted to pull over into this trailhead area and get the camera all set up so it is ready to go. This I do expect this first trip to mostly just be from the car because I've never been here, and this place is, I don't know how big Rocky Mountain National Park is, but I know it is big. I don't think it's the biggest national park in the U.S., but it's a big one. So, gonna do some driving and see what I can see. Some noticed cosmetics, but I didn't. I noticed one little spot of. Oh crap! Oh crap! 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 Okay. Nobody coming. Nobody coming. Nobody coming. Turning around. Yep. Huge herd of elk. Bunch of cars stopped on the road, and yeah, we're gonna follow along. Okay, we'll come back to this later because yes, we are following these people right here. There are cars pulled over on the side of the road as they are very smart. There's a big herd of elk. Get back in your car. What are you doing? People, it literally says, what? God, sometimes. Huge herd of elk. I think I can pull over up here where they're not, but I might be able to see them through the trees. If there's an opening. Let's see here. You kind of can over there. All right, I'm gonna try to get some pictures. okay. Well, that was really exciting. And cool and a bit frustrating, but really cool. So, driving along, talking, doing the personal vlog style of talking about what I've been doing the last few weeks because I haven't made it out, and getting the new lens. I was getting to all of that, and I see cars on the side of the road. And I look, and there's a field right there, and there's just a huge herd of elk. Oh, wow. So immediately I stopped everything. I went down, I turned around. They're all taking up most of the spots where you could pull over. So I went further down, and I went, well, they're all the elk are heading this way. Please don't fall, camera. Just pulling over here for a minute to look and see. All the elk are going, along to the left down this road. So I was going this way, went down, turned around, came back, and I just went ahead of all of them because I knew they'd be coming through there. And I went down, I was like, I'm not sure. There's a lot more foliage here. I can't really see. And I get just to the other side where I can pull off, and there's a little bit of a clearing where I can just start seeing through the trees. And there is a massive elk. Just the antlers on this thing must have been several feet tall and wide, and wow. So I start getting pictures, and I switched to video after a bit because I realized I'm not the best spot for pictures to try to do that. But to get video, I can clip together a little bit. And then the male continues down. The male never came up, but then the females all start coming up towards the road and even walking on the road at one point, but they're all right there. And so they're like 15 feet away from me, 20 feet away from me, which amazing. It was honestly too close for the lens that I brought, which I did not expect. So I started getting footage on this just to show, here I am in my car doing what I'm supposed to do, doing this stuff. Of course, people were around and getting out of their cars and going to look, literally what it says not to do. I wonder why wildlife is having trouble. But anyway, that was the frustrating part, and people pulling up and locking their cars, and then the chips, and so the horn is going off, and getting out with their children to point and show from the car, and it's like, and their children are crying. Anyway, I didn't even grab, I don't know if I got any audio. I don't know if I even set the settings up on this camera to do audio, so I don't know if anything would come out anyway. But I got some really cool footage of them being really close and what I could see through the trees. Wow. So that's elk. There's definitely elk up here, which is just really cool to see. They are big. They are like deer, but bigger. And the antlers on that one were impressive. Just, wow. So I also saw a woodpecker right here on the trees while I was just stopped and waiting. So I've been heading back the other direction. I still want to go back. It's only 8 a.m. So I am going to turn around and go back when I finish recording this stuff and just drive along and see what else I can see today. If I see any more elk or maybe moose or who knows. But that was really cool. That was super exciting. That was something that I've really wanted to see for a long time, and I hope all that stuff came out on here. Lens, I mean, the problem is that the screen is so small. Everything looks fantastic here, and that's why I was a little weary, and I switched to mostly doing video because I get a better representation of what the video will come out looking like rather than the pictures when I'm looking through here. I don't have time to stop and analyze while I'm going. It's just kind of a run and gun situation, Set it up, I put it on auto and just let it go. I didn't want to try to mess with any of my settings because most of my settings are set for birds. So it's really high frame rates shutter speed because still photo. Anyway, point being, saw elk, really cool. That highlight of the day. I could go home right now, I'd be happy. I am not going to do that. I'm just going to drive for a little bit longer and see what else I can see out here and kind of get a feel for these areas and where the pull-off spots are, the trailheads, where you can go, that kind of thing. Going to explore a bit longer and before I head home. But yeah, good stuff. Cool. So I drove along for a while doing the personal vlogging, and then I came to a spot and went, oh boy, it's the top of the mountain. At least I assume the top. It's a spot where you could pull over. It's a parking lot, so. I did. I got some video. I pulled out the camera. I got some still footage. Still photos, really? No, still photos of the landscape where I'm at. I think I'm going to go a little bit further. Yeah, where I was looking at, the road goes further along than it goes near water. So I want to go see what the water is before I turn around and head back. But yeah, very pretty up here. I put the wide angle lens on the camera and got some pictures and the medium zoom so I could zoom in and try to get some details of the valley where you could see like the water flowing through it and then the clouds over the top of the mountains. And it's very pretty up here. It's also incredibly cold. The wind is blowing really hard. So gonna go check out the water before I turn around and head back. Okay, that was the water. And it is incredibly cold. Is my mic on? I haven't checked it. Yeah, okay. It should be going, and I do see input. That was the water. It's really windy up here. I don't know if this would be a good spot. It's nice. It's just a little pond. It's not, I mean, it's decently sized. But anyway, yeah, I don't know if with the wind like this is probably what it is all the time, because now I've climbed a good bit. We're probably over 10,000 feet up here, I'm guessing. Just off the top of my head. I have no proof of that. I haven't seen any signs or anything, but yeah, it's cold. It's later in the day. I've been doing this for a while. I'm going to go ahead and set up here and see if we can't, for as long as the battery will last, we'll get a montage of the drive back down the mountain, back through the woods and everything here in Rocky Mountain National Park. That'll be the end of today. Great stuff. Elk, fantastic. Plenty of spots to come and walk trails and look for birds. I will definitely be coming back here before winter hits. Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. Glad I made it out. Glad I came here. I know that I was anxious about it and nervous about the people, the crowds from what it sounded like. But yeah, this place, I mean, I don't even know. Looking at the map, I don't have a full map of like how big the park actually is here. I downloaded one on my phone, but I don't if my phone's plugged in. But yeah, looking at how much further it goes, I'm guessing there is a lot more park to see. But this is enough for one day. I do want to come back at some point and look through or drive through more of the park, but that would probably be a full day trip. And I'm not really prepared for that. I'm kind of hungry. So good day out. Nice stuff. Good lens. Happy about it. Forgot to attach. Oops. I forgot to put anything on the bottom of my tripod foot. I meant to do that when I got it yesterday, and I was opening it up and looking through it. I was like, okay, yeah, I'll put that thing on there, and then we'll be good to go. So I could actually attach it to a tripod, because I do have the monopod in the back on the gimbal, which would be perfect for going and looking for birds. I forgot that part, so I cannot attach it to a tripod right now. Oh well, next time, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. We'll do that next time. Maybe we'll come out again tomorrow or Monday, and we'll see more stuff. Maybe. Who knows? That's it for today, though. Time to drive home.